My name's John Parkinson. My regimental number was 24763205. I started out in the Intelligence Corps. After a wee while I ended up going to Ordnance Corps, and then I ended up with the Adjutant General's Corps. Before the factory I worked at Lloyd's Banking Group. I was an evictions officer. I loved the job, I really did. But unfortunately I took a heart attack and my ailments got a bit too much to cope with the job. But what we did at the factory was we did a day to make a difference. It's like a charity day that you come around. So I suggested we came to the factory. And when I came, there was myself and there was 24 other women there, and they asked the question, why was there no females in the factory? And at that point there weren't. So I got home and my wife Debbie, ex-forces herself, was having difficulties. So we eventually got her into the factory, and a year later I've joined the factory as a natural progression.
My name is Alistair Skeen. My army number was 25069808. I joined the King's Own Scottish Borderers in October 1997, and I served with the KOSB right up until 2006, when it was a strategic defence review, changed the format of the Scottish regiments and formed the Royal Regiment of Scotland. I then served with the 1st Battalion, the Royal Regiment of Scotland, known as the Royal Scots Borderers. Upon my medical discharge in 2012, my plan was to set up a framing business. I received help from various service charities in financing it and giving me training. I also received some training here at the Lady Hague Poppy Factory. At the time they had the picture framing shop, and I went into the shop and had work experience with the other framers, so I got an idea of how the business ran. I then proceeded to start and trade for myself, and I traded for approximately 2 years. Unfortunately, I just never made enough money for an income, as I never had a shop front or passing trade. It was only really through advertising and word of mouth that I was getting the business. I've got a young family and I just wasn't able to support my family doing this. So I went through quite a hard time with finding employment, and someone in Veteran Scotland spoke to the Lady Hague Poppy Factory about myself being employed there, and very fortunate for myself, they took me on.
In 1988, while serving in Redford Barracks in Edinburgh, terrorists blew up a Pan Am jet over Lockerbie. My regiment was tasked with deploying to Lockerbie to recover the casualties of that terrorist incident. We were there till Christmas Eve, and despite the things I've seen during that 5 days and my 7 tours in Belfast and South Armagh, the scariest thing I've ever done was delivering a baby in the back of an ambulance during one of the ambulance strikes. My name's Davy Adamson. My service number is 24258402. I served in the 1st Battalion of the Royal Highland Fusiliers for 22 years. I came here about 6.5 years ago. Before that I was working for Lothian and Borders Police for 18 years, but there was a change of government and austerity was implemented, and the atmosphere and things changed up at the police, so I was looking for something else to do. I've got a friend that works in the factory and he told me there were vacancies, so I came, had an interview with the manager, and I finished with the police on a Saturday, and I started in here on the Monday morning.